review of Atomic Habits by James Clear. And today we're going to be reviewing chapter 16, which says how to stick with good habits every day. Please sit back, relax as we delve into this review together. All right, and we're going to be learning about a few strategies that can help us to stick with our good habits, and one of them is the paperclip strategy. We're going to find out where this originated from, and how it helped the originator and how it has helped so many other people to stick with good habits. So it happened that in 1993, a bank in Abbotsford in Canada, employed a young guy, a 23-year-old stockbroker named Trent Dersmith. Right. Now, Abbotsford was a very, very small suburb, more like a small town. And the location, coupled with the fact that Trent, the 23-year-old, stockbroker, was a rookie. He was new in stockbroking. So people did not expect that it was going to make so much progress. But then Trent stuck to a simple daily habit, which helped him not only to make progress, but to record remarkable success. So what he would do every day was to keep 2 jars on his table. So in one jar were 120 clips, and then the second jar was empty. So he made it a point of duty to make sales calls to his potential clients or customers every single day. So if he succeeded in making one call, he would move a paper clip here from one jar, from the jar with paper clips to the empty one. And when he makes the second call, he moves another paper clip from the jar that contains 120 clips. He moves it to the next one. And that was how he would do. He would keep repeating the progress until the jar that originally had 120 clips become empty. Right. So he stuck to this every day, every single day. This was his daily habit. And within 18 months, Trent Dersmith was bringing in $5 million to the firm. And by the age of 24, he was making $75,000 a year. As at the time this book was written, that was an equivalent of $125,000 a year. Imagine how much that would be now. And not long after that, he landed himself a 6-figure job in another company that recognized his achievements. So the author likes to refer to this strategy used by Trent Dersmith as the paperclip strategy, right? And over the years, this strategy has helped a lot of people. This is one good strategy that can help you to track your habits, can help you to track your progress, measure, your progress, measure what you're doing, see how far you're going, and all of that. And eventually, it can help you to stick to your good habits. People have used it in different ways. So some people don't use paperclip. For example, one woman who moved a hairpin anytime she was trying to write a book. So anytime she wrote a page of her book, she will move hairpin from one jar to another. Another man will move a marble from one bin to the next after each push-up, right? Just to measure his progress. And before you know it, the progress becomes satisfying. It becomes attractive. The habit becomes enjoyable because it is the visual efforts or the visual cues of moving something from one place to another keeps you active. It helps you to really, really get involved in something, right? It provides clear evidence of your progress, and as a result, it reinforces your good habits. It helps you see that, oh, you're actually making progress. Oh, I've moved 6 pins today. Oh, I've read my book today. Okay. I've moved 5 pins, right? It is really, really helpful. So now, how do you keep your habits on track? You can use a habit tracker, and this is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit. If you have said that you're going to be reading every day, you can use a habit tracker to do that. For example, did you read today? You tick it off. You mark it. Have you prayed today? you mark it. Have you read any book today? You mark. Have you done your exercise today? You can tick it off. And as time rolls by, the calendar becomes a record of your habit streak, right? So you can use a calendar. And thankfully, there are calendars on the phone that you can actually use. There are so many ways you can employ technology to your advantage. Countless people have tracked their habits, but perhaps the most famous is Benjamin Franklin. Beginning at the age of 20, Benjamin Franklin would go around with a small booklet like that, and he would track his habits. He would track like nothing less than 13 personal virtues. One of them was lose no time. He would track it. So anywhere he went, he would be able to measure his conversation. If he was veering off and wasting so much time chit-chatting and getting involved in unnecessary conversations that were leading him nowhere, he would quickly know, lose no time. So it helped him to be focused, right? Another one was to always get involved in something useful. So that way he was able to manage his time well. He was able to manage his life. If you come across him and you're engaging him in something that is not useful to his life, he quickly knows. So he was able to track it like that every single day. And at the end of the day, Franklin would open his booklet and record his progress. There was another man whose mantra was never break the chain. You know, he used habit tracking as well to stick to the chain of writing jokes every single day. So don't break the chain is a powerful mantra. Don't break the chain of sales call. Don't break the chain of reading and reviewing books. Don't break the chain of going to the gym, of exercising. Don't break the chain of eating healthy food. You have set out to do something great, something positive. Don't break the chain. A lot of people give up too soon. To do something for 10 days and they're already tired. It is understandable. We are human beings. That is why this book is there to help us. So that by all means, we can stick to those good habits that will bring us the desired results that we want in our lives. It is not going to come easy. Because don't forget, you are trying to build something great, something fantastic. If it was that easy, everybody would be successful, right? There will be no poor people. There will be no failures. There will be no mediocres. But because it is not easy, that's why we don't have too many successful people. But those who are able to push through are the successful ones. So don't break the chain. Don't break the chain of praying. And at the end of the day, you'll be so happy with yourself. You will be so glad that you have built a satisfying habit. So habit tracking is powerful because it leverages multiple laws of behavior change. It simultaneously makes a habit obvious, it makes it attractive, and it makes it satisfying. Now, let's break down each one. Number one benefit of habit tracking is that it is obvious. Habit tracking is obvious. When you record your last action, it triggers you to want to do the next. If you recorded yesterday that, oh, you attended the review, now you look forward to doing it again tomorrow because you don't want to break the chain. You have already marked X that, oh, you did it, or maybe a tick like this. Then you don't want a gap in between. So doing the last one will motivate you to do the next. When you look at the calendar and you see your streak, you'll be reminded to act again. Research has shown that people who track their progress on goals like losing weight, quitting smoking, lowering blood pressure are all more likely to improve than those who don't. So habit tracking also helps you to be honest. Sometimes you think you are doing well in a particular aspect of your life. But by the time you start tracking your life, you track your spending, you track your daily activities, you track how you spend your time. Most times, maybe you are busy chatting, engaging in unnecessary dialogue, and then you are not truthful to yourself. You think that you're actually making progress. But when you start tracking it, oh, how many hours was I on phone with my friend? 1 hour. Oh my God. Then you begin to see that, you're not doing so well. So it can really help you to be honest. So you don't have an exaggerated view of yourself, right? Thinking that you're doing well when actually you're not. Number two benefit of habit tracking is that it is attractive. The most effective form of motivation is progress. When you see yourself making progress, it is a signal that you are moving forward. You become motivated to continue in that path. Every small win will feel satisfying. It will fuel your desire, your passion to want to do more. right? And that is the motivation you need. There is no motivation anywhere. The best form of motivation is the one that comes from within. You motivate yourself, and it's through habit tracking. You can do that. And it is a subtle reminder to see how far you have come. Sometimes you are making progress, but you don't see it because you are not tracking your progress. Number 3 benefit of habit tracking is that it is satisfying. And this is the most crucial of all. Tracking can become its own form of reward. You feel so great, so good about yourself that yes, you are doing it. Yes, I've written 2 pages of my thesis today. Yes, it keeps your eye on the ball. It helps you to focus on the process rather than the result. You see that every day you are taking, steps in the right direction. And that alone can help you to feel good. It increases your dopamine. It increases your self-esteem. It increases your perception of yourself. And those are the things that are necessary for your well-being in life. Sometimes you are too fixated on the end result. We don't see the progress that we make daily. Start tracking your habits. But the question is, why has it taken the author this long to talk about habit tracking? Since, the beginning of this book, this is chapter 16, and he's just talking about it. Why? It is because in spite of the benefits that this holds, a lot of people will not do it. A lot of people will resist the idea. Okay, let's see how many people are going to be tracking their habits, beginning from tonight that we've talked about this. How many people are actually going to be doing it? We share great ideas, fantastic ideas. Authors say things every now and then that are beneficial, but many people will resist the idea, as simple as it is. The paperclip strategy, even if you don't have paper clips, maybe go and pick stones from outside your compound. At least it's not expensive, it's free. Pick tiny pieces of clean stones. You can even rinse them so that your hands are not dirty anytime you have to pick them. Put them in a jar. What is that thing that you do daily, or that habit you want to build? Right? Every day you do it. Pick one stone from one jar to the next jar. But a lot of people resist the idea. But we're not going to blame you, right? Because it is not so easy. But how do we now make it easier? You can automate it. Some things are already automated for us. Go and look at your bank statement. It is automated already. You can see where your money is going. You can see your spending habits. It's just because we don't pay attention to these things. Some things are automated for us already. If you go through your phone, you can see how many hours you spend on social media. That is automated for you already, but probably we don't check. And you can also make it manual. But anyone you want to make manual, make sure that it is one of the most important thing that you want to do, so that you don't get tired, you don't get frustrated, you don't feel like it is so much of a hassle, and then you stop doing it. For example, you can record what you do. You can use habits stacking, like we've talked about today, plus habit tracking that we're talking about now. For example, you can say, after I hang up the phone from a sales call, I will move one paper clip. So you do it. Every day when you read a book, move a paper clip. Every day you attend a book review, move a paper clip or a stone or a hairpin, whatever is easy for you, move it. That will help you not to break the chain. It will help you to keep your progress. But then it is not uncommon for you to skip your good habits. So how do you recover quickly when you have habits breakdown? Right? No matter how consistent you think you want to be with your habits, it is inevitable that life will interrupt you. Life will happen. Life will get in the way. Sometimes your work may just take your time. Sometimes maybe traffic. Sometimes you're tired. You really don't feel like it. Your body aches and all of that, right? There are days like that. But this is a rule that helps the author, and we can also apply this. He said whenever life happens to him, whenever his plan or his habits gets interrupted, he tried to remind himself of a simple rule that says never miss twice. Never miss twice. If you miss once, that can be an accident. But if you miss twice, it's the start of a new habit, a new bad habit, of missing your good habits, of not being consistent, right? If you miss day one, try to get back into it as quickly as possible. Missing one day of workouts, missing one day of review, missing one day of reading books, missing one day of saving, missing one day of making sales calls that will bring money into your pocket, right? Try to quickly recover for it the next day. Don't miss it twice. If you miss it today, why? The next day, try to make up for it. This is a distinguishing factor between winners and losers. Anyone can have a bad performance, a bad workout, a bad day at work. But when successful people fail, they rebound quickly. The breaking of a habit doesn't matter if the reclaiming of it is fast. If you miss one, how do you quickly reclaim it? How do you quickly make up for it? Or you are going to relax and allow yourself to miss it for 5 days in a row, and then you are not bothered. That is how you keep slipping away, and before you know it, you are not even going to attempt that good habit anymore. You don't realize how valuable it is to just show up on your bad day or your busy day. What if I told you that as I sit here, my body aches? Like I've been working on a project. In fact, throughout this week, I've never had it so hectic. I got in past 8 and I had to come live by 9. I had to quickly sit down and read the book. That is commitment. I said, no, I'm not going to send any excuse to the group that, oh, we cannot meet today. I just told myself, no, I can do this. And I did it. And here I am. My body aches. You know, I am so tired. I am fagged out. But once I turn on my camera, I get the energy. So the motivation is from within. It's not about anybody pushing anybody or anything like that. If you have not gotten to that point, that thing that you really believe in, you will do it without anybody pushing you, then it means that you have not started. But you can start today. Because it's a good excuse. That's, oh, my body aches. Sorry, we can't have our review today. Right? And tomorrow, the project continues. I'm moving again. Since Monday, it's been like that. Waking up early, getting in late, being on the move, you know, doing things from morning till night. It's a very valid reason to say, oh, let's cancel this. But I said, no, I'm not going to cancel it, right? So it is not that when people show up, they have all the energy. When somebody is trying to do a business, it's not like the person has all the money. When a content creator is churning out videos every day, it's not like they feel like it all the time. That is the difference. That is what differentiates winners from losers, successful people from failures. You don't always listen to how your body is feeling. You don't always give in to your mood or your emotions. You force yourself to do what is important. If there is a will, there is a way. There is always a way. You can always make out time for what is important to you. Most people want to show up only when the going is good, only when it is convenient. No, it doesn't work out that way. You just have to push. That's little push. By the time I'm done with this review now, it feels satisfying to me that yes, I conquered it. I was able to do it again in spite of how I feel, in spite of what my body is saying. That is what we're talking about. I'm giving you this practical example so that you don't think that every time I show up here, it is so convenient, right? No. Now let's move to the last part of this chapter. Knowing when and when not to track a habit. Now, this is where you need to be careful so that you are not so fixated on the number. For example, if you want to track how you pray every day, and then you remember that, oh, you have not prayed today. You remember at 11 p.m. And then you quickly say 1 minute prayer. Oh, Father Lord, I thank you, Jesus. And then you tick it off that, oh, thank God I've prayed today. That is like fulfilling all righteousness. You know that you have not really done anything wholeheartedly, right? So don't be so fixated on the numbers that you now forget the things in between, that you forget the purpose for which you are doing that thing. It is not just to count the numbers. It is not just to mark register, though, at least I've done this thing today, even though you knew that you did it anyhow, right? Don't forget the purpose. The dark side of tracking a particular behavior is that we become driven by the number rather than the purpose behind it. There are so many things that you do that you may not see. The progress may not be so evident, but there is a change taking place inside of you. Like if you've made it a habit to be reading and attending reviews every day, people around you may not see it, but there is a change taking place inside. You are making progress. You are becoming wiser, more knowledgeable. You are becoming more informed, exposed. You are broadening your mind. You are expanding your horizon. There are so many changes taking place inside. It doesn't take 1 month, or even maybe 3 months, but over time, it is going to be evident, right? You cannot measure some things. So don't be driven by numbers. Focus on the progress you're making, every little thing, every little improvement. Be thankful. See how far you have come. You are not at the same spot that you used to be. So don't be carried away and then you become demotivated. I'm just doing this. I'm not seeing any result. No. Something is taking place inside of you. Right. Don't give up. It can feel satisfying to record a habit and track your progress, but the measurement is not the only thing that matters. Right? It is not every change that you can see, but before you know it, you are going to see it eventually. So no matter how you measure your improvement, habit tracking offers a simple way to make your habits more satisfying. It doesn't mean that you don't do the numbers, but then don't be discouraged if you are not seeing results immediately just because there are no tallies between the numbers, the record, and the change, the progress you are making, right? Each measurement provides a little bit of evidence that you are moving in the right direction and a brief moment of immediate pleasure for a job well done. So in summary, this chapter has taught us that one of the most satisfying feelings is the feeling of making progress. So make your habits satisfying. That is the fourth law of behavior change. Number 2, a habit tracker is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit, like marking an X on a calendar or taking a paper clip from one jar to the next. Number 3, habit trackers and other visual forms of measurement can make your habits satisfying by providing clear evidence of your progress. Number 4, don't break the chain. Don't break the chain. Keep at it. You will not always feel like it. A little push, a little encouragement, a little reinforcement. Just try. We're all trying in life. Try to keep your habit streak alive. Don't let it die. Never miss a good habit twice. Once is an accident. If you miss it twice, it is becoming another bad habit. Then number 4, never miss twice. If you miss one day, try to get back on track as quickly as possible. Then lastly, just because you can measure something doesn't mean it is the most important thing to do. There are so many victories that you may not see with your eyes, but they are actually taking place. Right. We've come to the end of the review of chapter 16. I hope that you picked 1 or 2 lessons from this. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me in the comment section below, and please subscribe to this channel in case you're yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow by God's grace as we review chapter 17, which says how an accountability partner can change everything. It is going to be another interesting review. Until then, be intentional.